Let's talk Africa, the Africanness of Africa, the beauty, its people, our peculiarities. This is Unzipped Stories. I am DS Bello.
Very strenuous exercise, dehydration and infection, sudden change in temperature when it's cold or when it's hot, high altitude alcohol, these are triggers for a crisis.
Welcome to this week's episode, which is about the sickle cell anemia disease and approaches to combating it, which were titled The Sickling Sound. I am Alade Bidemi. I have a personal relationship with a sickle cell warrior, and I am telling this story together with Praiseworth and two other surviving warriors.
I grew up to some scars on my body. I have this huge scar on my right leg. It's from a surgery I had when I was 9 months old. And I started making some changes to my life.
People tend to get married out of ignorance. Because the fight is not easy. It is real and it's not easy at all.
A lot of parents should have taken more seriously. At 9 months, Praiseworth was diagnosed with sickle cell anemia disease, and from the early age, he had to undergo a surgery because his bones were infected. The doctors call it osteomyelitis.
Yes, I'm a sickle cell warrior. I grew up to some scars on my body. I have this huge scar on my right leg. It's from a surgery I had when I was 9 months old. When I was 9 months, I had to undergo a surgery. It's called osteomyelitis. My bone was rotting on my right leg, and then the doctor needed to get rid of the rotting bone and then probably put iron, metal in the leg. But on the day of the operation, they saw something like a thread that ran from my knee to my ankle, just beside the rotting bone. And after proper examination, they realized that, it was a new bone that was growing.
After the surgery, everything seemed alright with baby Excel. He even had a younger brother who turned out sickling as well. Until one day, at the age of 15, Excel witnessed his first crisis and his world went dark. It will be the beginning of another life that would be characterized by so much pain. Not just for Excel, but other warriors as well. A characteristic that all sickle cell disease patients go through.
I'm from a family of 6 children. I'm the 4th. And my younger brother, the last child, he's also a sickle cell warrior. I went to school like every normal child. I had a good childhood. I didn't have my first major crisis till I was 15. When I now had my first crisis at the age of 15, I now knew what serious pain was all about. And I started making some changes to my life. I had to dive into treating myself differently. I stopped doing a lot of things. After my first crisis, I started doing less physically strenuous things. Crisis is pain you feel in your bones. The pain beats with your pulse, so it's just a banging pain, non-stop banging pain you feel.
Though there is a loud campaign on sickle cell anemia, Excel has introduced a creative approach in his combat.
I wanted to be a bit different. I didn't want to go through the stereotype, monotonous way of, this is what you do, you go to outreach. I wanted to do something different, something fun. Like I said, I studied education and I believe in the play-away method of learning with fun. So I feel like, if we can do music, this would be a fun way of learning. I decided to use music as an advocacy tool because I'm a musician and I feel like it's music I do best. I can do a whole lot of things, but even whenever I'm going through pain, you just see me playing music. Music is like a solace. Music is like a safe space. Music is like a language of communication. So, and music relates with your emotions. So, I just feel like music will just be a very good tool of advocacy. I'm a musician. I love music. I write songs. And then I discovered that even growing up, when I'm writing songs, I always write songs about my personal life. So music is a good way I can express myself, and that's one of the reasons I chose music as my major tool of advocacy.
He sings his way out of the pains, and the words of his songs inspire hope to other warriors. And if they are not inspiring hope, they are informing people about the causes and effects of the sickle cell anemia disease.
I've always wanted to do a song for people like me, people living with the sickle cell disease, a song that everybody can relate with, a song that speaks the mind of everybody. The idea behind that song was also to provide comfort, a song that you can listen to and know is your song, a song you can own as a sickle cell warrior. Even not being a sickle cell warrior, you can relate with the song, you can understand better what these warriors go through. A song that tells your story, a song that speaks your heart, a song that knows what you are going through. I'm envisioning a time whereby sickle cell disease would be like a thing of the past, because a lot of people have information. Information has gotten to every corner of the world, and people decide to marry right. People decide to look at their genotype testing before getting married, knowing the dangers involved to get married to somebody that does not have a perfect genotype match as you. Looking at a time where we can prevent the replication of sickle cell disease, and then we're also looking at societal equality, because there's a lot of stigmatization in the employment sector for people with sickle cell. But I'm looking at a society that provides intentional care, that is intentional about people living with sickle cell disease, provide intentional employment, providing job creation that people with this sickle cell disease can do. So the society can be a lot intentional to deliberately coin out a sector that people with sickle cell disease can work in, or coin out positions that people with sickle cell disease can fill in every sector of the economy. There should be no discrimination of any sort. We should be treated equally, and then intentional provision for sickle cell disease, even in the healthcare, in the employment sector, in education. So that's what we are looking. That's the end goal. That's our aim, and we are making this change by putting out information, using music as a tool.
Sickle cell disease occurs when two people with genotype AS or SS get married to each other. Their children would be either AS or SS in no logical order. So, marriage between two AS is discouraged, and SS can only marry genotype AA. This information, a lot of parents should have taken more seriously before getting married.
Sickle cell is prevalent and is widely existing in Africa due to so many factors and reasons, part of which includes ignorance, carelessness, blind love. People tend to get married out of ignorance. An AS carrier can get married to another AS carrier without even realizing that the child or children they will bring in later on in the future will become carriers. Not because they don't care about the children, but they are ignorant. They know nothing about the disease, their genotypes and stuff. And because of these reasons and so many more which we can't even mention right now, sickle cell is prevalent in Africa.
Now, this community of sickle cell patients are called warriors. Warriors because they live in constant battles with pains.
Sickle cell warriors are referred to as warriors because of the unseen battles we conquer every day. We fight everyday pain and we conquer it. We fight looking over our shoulders every day, not knowing when the crisis will strike. As I record this, I am in pain, but I've learned to conquer my pain. I've learned to be strong. I've learned to overcome it. So yes, it makes me a warrior. So shout out to whoever changed the notion that we should be referred to as sickle cell warriors, because the fight is not easy. It is real and it's not easy at all. Conquering the pain alone makes us warriors. And yes, I am a sickle cell warrior.
Sickle cell warriors have got to be one of the strongest people I've ever met in this world, especially the ones that grew up in Africa, where there's no structure in place to cater for them. You have to go through the hard life on your own. But in general, these are the strongest people I've ever met. You see the pain, I know what the pain is, and then you see these people going through that serious pain, and then the next day you see them laughing, just trying to be better, just trying to do life, trying to strive pursuing their dream. They are very smart people. They've got to be one of the smart people I've ever met.
Excel is an evidence that warriors can live a purposeful life. And among all things, he lives what he loves.
And even when you get everything right, you're still wide awake.